It was hot. Temperatures sizzled into triple digits when a lukewarm rain began to mingle with her sweat. Beth's hair was a matted mess as she boarded the 7:27 bus to LA. Wishing she had never put on the cheap mascara, she caught a horrid glimpse of herself as she passed the side mirror. At least her clothes got a good washing. Passengers glared, visibly upset that the driver had stopped at all. This was an unscheduled stop, a dead stop, abandoned, invisible on any other day. "You're picking up ghosts, Larry," someone shouted from the back. "There's not even an ad on the bench." The bus driver, not a patient man and rather portly, complained vigorously. "Yeah, I know, it isn't on my route either." "Yet, here you are," Beth scoffed, looking for an open seat. He was quite puzzled himself. "Yeah, well, you better keep those kids quiet." He pointed a stubby, crooked finger at her, invading her personal space. Beth could feel those words of wrath about to spew from her lips, her teeth ready to bite that finger off. She and her kids were hungry, suddenly homeless, and she was relieved of her school bus driver job for the second time. But she restrained herself while labouring up the last step, with a baby car seat dangling in one hand, and gently pushing her 4-year-old into the bus with the other. If words are weapons, the driver had an arsenal, which he used as he picked up Beth's army duffel bag, unaware of the baby bottle falling out the side pocket, and flung the bag with her life in it onto the overhead bars. There was hardly room for the three of them, and as tired and frazzled as she was, she wound up having to stand in the aisle. This must be the bus to hell. "Chivalry really is dead," she mumbled. The hour-long ride didn't go well. The bus leaked through 3 rusty holes and rattled like its wheels were square. The baby was hungry. She couldn't find his bottle. And her 4-year-old thought he would practice his new words while kneeling on the worn-out leather, out loud in sentences that only made sense to him. Cute? Perhaps any other time, but it was 100 degrees and this rain wouldn't get anyone to work on time. The child was scolded twice by a passenger with pasty pale skin and sunken eyeballs, but mostly ignored by the others, who, Beth noticed, weren't in much better shape. Arriving at their destination exactly an hour later, Beth's struggles continued. The baby cried, no doubt hungry. She fought with her duffel bag, which was stuck under someone's briefcase, and her busy 4-year-old, who decided to say goodbye to every one of the passengers and something about Jesus' love for them. Didn't want to get off the bus. Never mind the rain, which now pounded the streets of LA, leaving puddles of murky mud in fresh potholes. No one offered assistance, and the driver began checking his watch. That's when the massive iron bell of the church tower struck once, in time with the distant thunder. She was late, she was stressed out, and as usual, in a hurry but getting nowhere. As best she could, Beth straightened out on the second step and blew out a defiant sigh. "Come on, Caleb, hang on to the elephant's tail." She laughed nervously as Caleb offered his best baby elephant trumpet snuffle puff, which came out more like a pfft. He hung onto his mother's shirt as if his life depended on it. It did. Passengers were not amused, but at this point she didn't care, and heaved her duffel bag through the accordion door into the rain. It struck a stray dog, who yelped and ran for cover under the newspaper stand. Poor Caleb barely got his little snuffle-puff arm out of the bus when the driver closed the door, scraping the child's elbow. He cried, but no apology from the driver. Beth scowled and swore men like him would get their due reward. That's when the bus swerved to avoid a cyclist who made a rude gesture as he rode by just before the bus came to a grinding halt. Burning rubber filled the already pungent air. Beth crunched her shoulders and her face, cupping her hands over her mouth. Slightly lifting one foot off the ground, she whispered, "Oops, my bad," and hurried through the stone archway of the English gardens surrounding the Grand Seville. And suddenly, her world turned into Narnia. Well, not exactly, though she did take a quick look behind her to see if there was a wardrobe or any other portal not of this earth. Nothing but a squeaky gate, which she doesn't remember opening, and the smell of cherry blossoms. "Okay," she sighed. "Here we go, boys."
Thanks for hopping on board that creepy bus with us. Want to find out where on earth Beth and her boys have landed? We'll let you know on the next episode of Serendipity. Hope to see you next Monday.